Sometimes a game comes out of nowhere. No marketing, no publisher, just a solo developer, a small idea, and a ton of risk. Then boom, overnight it's everywhere. Streamers are playing it, TikToks are blowing up, and suddenly this tiny indie game is topping the Steam charts. That's exactly what happened to Schedule 1, made by a solo dev named Tyler under the studio name TVGS, or Tyler's Video Game Studio. Released in early access on March 24th, 2025, it's an open-world crime management sim set in a fictional city of Highland Point. Despite almost no marketing, it peaked at over 414,000 concurrent players, racked up tens of thousands of overwhelmingly positive reviews, and became one of the most unexpected hits of the year. So, how did a game like this blow up? Why did it succeed where so many indie games faded into obscurity? And most importantly, did it finally crack the code? The formula of not just going viral, but staying relevant. Now I'll admit, I'm a couple of months late. At first, I didn't even want to try it. I've heard bits and pieces from friends, forums, and YouTube videos, but nothing screamed, "You have to play this!" That changed when my friend DripDrop recommended it to me, and honestly, I get it now. I kind of see the appeal of why it blew up. At its core, Schedule 1 is a management-style game, like Stardew Valley, RimWorld, or Football Manager. But instead of farming crops or managing players, you're building a drug empire. You grow your product, sell it to customers or dealers, expand your reputation, and work your way up. Play smart and you'll rise to kingpin status. Screw up and you'll be stuck as a street-level hustler. The brilliance of this game isn't just in its loop. It's how the design encourages strategy, risk management, and player creativity. Let's break it down. The story is simple but effective. You and your old man live on a farm, and after running drugs for your old man, the cops show up looking for you. Luckily, you've been living in the RV, so you escape into the city. Then the RV gets blown up with a note warning you that you're on someone's turf. You move into a motel and start over, building your drug empire right under the noses of the people who attacked you. Cops aren't concerned about ordinary citizens, but focus heavily on suspected dealers. Rival gangs exist in the background, and the city itself feels like it was built on drug money. The minimal story works because it sets the stage without overshadowing the gameplay. The main star is the loop itself. Grow, sell, expand, and survive. The story is the hook, and the gameplay is the attraction. Schedule 1 thrives because of the mechanics are deep yet accessible. Every action is a routine. From growing and processing products to selling them, it's all made interactive through minigames, keeping the experience fresh. Strategy is critical. Expanding too fast risks police attention. Being too slow means rivals may move in on your turf. Player-voted features and new tools like shotguns, vehicles, and wardrobes keep the game dynamic. All of this add layers of tension and choice, which is why people stick around. Graphics might not make a game, but bad graphics can break it. Schedule 1 uses a simple, low-poly polygonal style. Characters are blocky, environments are simple, and the aesthetic is clean. The simplicity is deliberate. It keeps bugs to a minimum, avoids glitches, like clipping through walls, and it allows a solo dev to maintain a polish across the entire game. Compare this to big budget games like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which are often criticized for buggy visuals. Schedule 1 proves that clean, simple art beats flashy, unstable visuals any day of the week. Visibility matters. The game released with a free demo, which was picked up by streamers like Queso. For clips of the gameplay and highlights spread like wildfire on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. In a world where attention spans are short, these bite-sized clips gave Schedule 1 legs that it wouldn't have had 10 years ago. The goofy, chaotic, yet strategic gameplay made players say, "I need to try that." Here's the subtle but most important part: nostalgia. For Gen Z and older players alike, Schedule 1 scratches a cultural itch. It feels like playing a Breaking Bad simulator, letting you live the rise of a small-time dealer in a city built on crime. The combination of strategy, humor, and recognizable Breaking Bad vibes pulls players in. It had a peak concurrent players of 414,000 players at a single time. When it comes to reviews, it had 98% positive reviews with tens of thousands of being submitted. With the rapid rise of it hit Steam top seller charts in just under 24 hours. The community engagement is really where this game thrives. Players vote on major updates, showing active interest in shaping the game. For a solo developer, these numbers are extraordinary. But not everything is perfect. Movie Games SA, publisher of Drug Dealer Simulator, raised concerns about the similarities in mechanics and UI. No legal actions have been confirmed as of yet. Some regions like Australia temporarily blocked the game due to classification issues. Late game repetition becomes apparent. Once everything is automated, some players feel like the loop becomes predictable. Still, these criticisms are minor compared to the fact that the game works so well right out of early access. So why did Schedule 1 blow up? It had addictive mini-games, to risk-reward loops, and had a bunch of strategy. The polished visuals are a major contributor. Yes, it's a low-poly game, but it had low bugs and was really clean. The story hook was short and effective and lets the gameplay shine. Social media platforms like Twitch, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels helped a lot. The social media explosion really helped as well. Streamers on Twitch and YouTube, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and Reels really were a major factor in it. The nostalgia factor of Breaking Bad and cultural familiarity really kept people playing. Active dev updates. Listening to its community and keeping the game dynamic really helps the game shine. There are some games where the developers just completely forget about it. It's a rare combination. Solo dev, no marketing, early access release, yet the game becomes a viral hit. Whether it remains big depends on continued updates and player engagement, but it's proof that a good idea executed well can top the charts. But here's the reality. As quickly as Schedule 1 exploded, it also faded. If you look at the Steam charts today, the drop-off is obvious. It peaked at over 400,000 concurrent players at launch, a mind-blowing number for a solo dev, but just a few months later, the number dramatically fell. It still pulls a solid player count, but it's nowhere near the top of the charts anymore. Honestly, 40,000 concurrent players for a solo dev is amazing. This isn't unusual though. Viral games often struggle to keep momentum, and Schedule 1 is a textbook case of that. It had its moment in the spotlight, but sustaining that kind of attention is a completely different challenge than grabbing it in the first place. So why didn't it stay on the top? Well, there's a few reasons. Repetition sets in. Once you master the core loop, the late game can feel like you're just going through the motions. Even with updates, the gameplay hasn't evolved, keeping most players hooked long term. The market moves fast. A dozen of new viral hits pop up every month, but games like Only Up and Palworld are perfect examples of games that have massive hype to them, but eventually attention shifts away. Schedule 1 couldn't fight the tidal wave of new releases. There's no mainstream hook to this game. Games that stick like Minecraft or Among Us usually cross into pop culture in a big way. Schedule 1 had Breaking Bad vibes and a strong community, but it never became the game that everyone was talking about outside of gaming circles. You only know about the game if you're a gamer. If you ask somebody about Schedule 1, they're going to ask you what you're talking about. While if you ask somebody about Among Us or Minecraft, chances are they know about the game and know a decent amount about them. With that being said, it's not like Schedule 1 died. It still has an active player base who log in regularly. Updates keep rolling in, and there's a core community that loves the grind. But it's shifted from a viral moment to more of a cult favorite. People still play it, but it's not their main game. It's kind of like a title you dip into every once in a while, not the one dominating your nightly gaming sessions. And here's the real takeaway. Even though Schedule 1 didn't crack the code for constant success, it cracked the code for going viral, which is rare and impressive on its own. But staying relevant is a different beast. It takes constant re-innovation, big expansions, and the kind of sandbox freedom that keeps players making their own stories forever. In the end, Schedule 1 matters because it showed what it's possible for an indie dev. One person, one idea, no marketing, and you can take over the charts. But it shows the limit of viral success. The launch window is powerful, but if you can't keep that energy alive, the conversation will move on without you.